I still remember the exact moment when everything changed. The air was thick with unspoken words, and I could feel my heart race, urging me to confront the impossible. It was early evening, and the golden light filtered through the window of our small living room, illuminating every corner of our home. My husband, James, was out on a weekend fishing trip with his father, Henry, leaving me alone with my thoughts and a growing sense of unease. Henry had always been larger than life, a stoic man with an enchanting presence. He commanded attention without uttering a single word, and even after years of marriage to his son, I had never been able to shake off the feeling that there was something profoundly magnetic about him. The allure had always been there, but I had buried it under layers of guilt and loyalty to James. Until today. As I glanced at the family portrait hanging on the wall, 3 smiling faces, one of pure joy and the others veiled in a bittersweet dilemma, I could hear the front door creak open. My heart leaped in my chest as I instinctively straightened up, making sure I looked presentable despite the disarray of my thoughts. "Hey, I'm back," James called out, his voice full of vitality. He was followed closely by Henry, who looked just as robust despite the long day. They both seemed to bring the scent of the river with them, a mix of mud and wood smoke filling the air. "Catch anything?" I asked, forcing a smile as I stepped toward them. "Just a couple of fish," James replied, beaming. But my eyes were drawn to Henry, who was taking off his jacket, revealing a tight-fitting shirt that hinted at his well-built physique. A jolt of awareness coursed through me, and I quickly looked away. The evening unfolded innocently enough, with laughter echoing through the house as we prepared dinner. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, the glow of the candles we lit cast long shadows on our faces, and I felt the room electric with unspoken tension. I caught Henry's eye across the table, and an unexpected shiver traveled down my spine, fueling a fire I had tried so hard to extinguish. After dinner, James suggested we play cards, a favorite family pastime. Sitting across from Henry felt like a battlefield where each glance was a strategic move, not wanting to betray the feelings swirling inside me. Our eyes locked again, and in that brief moment, the world around us faded. It was just the two of us, caught in a silent dance of desires we knew we couldn't act upon. "You've got a good hand there," Henry remarked, leaning slightly closer, his voice low and intimate. The warmth of his breath scorched my skin, and my heart raced as I struggled to maintain my composure. Thanks," I managed, feeling my cheeks flush. I played my card, but lost my focus, sensing every heartbeat resonating in the charged atmosphere. Then, just as I was finding my way back to safety, James announced it was time to retire for the night. I felt a pang of disappointment as he excused himself, leaving Henry and me alone in the dimly lit room. Suddenly, a strange twist of fate unfolded before me, revealing a truth I had never considered. Henry reached for a glass of whiskey, pouring a generous amount before his gaze met mine once more. "You know, I've always admired your strength, Anna," he said, his voice deep and resonant. "You have a captivating spirit." My breath caught in my throat at the unexpected compliment. "Thank you," I replied, barely above a whisper, feeling a sweet thrill at his words. Thoughts of boundaries faded as a potent connection ignited between us. "James is lucky to have you," he continued, leaning back casually, but his eyes remained intensely locked onto mine. An uncharted territory lay between us, filled with longing and unspoken secrets. "Henry," I started, seeking clarity, but my voice faltered. How could I say the words swirling in my heart? That the admiration I felt for him had turned into something far more dangerous, a burning desire that threatened to unravel everything. Just then, the moment was shattered by the chime of my phone. A text from my best friend flashed across the screen, providing a reminder of my reality. I tried to shake off the tension that had gripped me moments before, but it was futile. With my heart racing, I excused myself to the bathroom, desperate for a moment alone. The cold tiles beneath my feet grounded me, and I splashed water on my face, trying to extinguish the flames of longing. But as I breathed in, memories flooded back, the warmth of Henry's laughter, his strong, reassuring presence. It was maddening. Moments later, I returned to the living room, where Henry sat with a pensive expression. Suddenly, I realized that the evening would never go back to the nominal bliss I had once known. Every fiber of my being ached for him in a way I had tried to suppress. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice laced with concern and something deeper, something that mirrored my own turmoil. I'm fine," Just overwhelmed, I guess, I replied, my voice trembling. But we both knew it was a lie, and it hung heavy in the air between us. As the night wore on, our conversation deepened about secrets, dreams, and the weight of the choices we made. I listened intently, my heart racing with each shared thought. The world outside faded as I found myself wishing for a bond that was undeniably forbidden. Suddenly, Henry leaned closer, his voice barely above a whisper. Sometimes, the heart yearns for what it shouldn't. I felt the truth of his words resonate within me, the weight of our situation dawning on both of us. I didn't answer. Instead, I found myself getting lost in his gaze, as if searching for the answer to a question I was terrified to voice. And before I knew it, the distance between us vanished. I could feel the warmth emanating from him, a palpable tension that seemed to pull me closer. But just as I was about to make a choice that would change everything, the sound of keys jingling in the door jolted us back to harsh reality. James stepped inside, his laughter echoing down the hallway. Panic surged through me as I scrambled to regain my composure. "Anna, you still awake?" he called out, his voice cheerful but oblivious to the storm swirling beneath the surface. "Yeah, just finishing up," I managed to say, glancing at Henry, who wore a subtle, knowing smile that sent my heart racing all over again. In that moment, I understood that I stood at a crossroads. Though secrets thrummed between Henry and me, secrets that could unravel my world, I felt powerless against the burgeoning connection that threatened to consume my heart. For now, I would wear the mask of normalcy, but within me, a tempest brewed, a desire for something beyond the boundaries of my life. The allure of that forbidden attraction would linger dangerous, intoxicating, and unyielding as I realized that the nights ahead would be filled with complexities I had never anticipated.